22 years of age with 2 kids and divorced. 22 years of age with 2 kids and divorced. I think that's a world record. I'm be honest with you. I think that's a world record, right? You'll be looking at that as somebody who's about 40, who's in her late 30s, not early 20s, right? Not early 20s. But the sad thing about this is something that is being encouraged in the black community, as I've been saying for years now, right? I've been saying this for years. You look at somebody like Summer Walker. We've been having some conversations about her, and for whatever reason, this freaking app, TikTok, keeps taking the videos down. You know what? Hey, don't like the truth. It is what it is, right? They will advertise somebody sitting over here whipping out a full live titty on them camera and sexualizing themselves and the kid. But when you have somebody like myself who say something, right, it becomes an issue. They banned somebody like Auburn Preach. They banned those people. But hey, it is what it is. But you have a woman who's 22 years of age, divorced with 2 kids, right? You're a single mother already. Hey, it is what it is. But the thing is, man, once again, this is encouraged. Once again, you look at Summer Walker. I mean, you have this sister, man. You're dealing with London on a track. Women, even his baby mothers, women and his baby mothers are telling you, hey, sis, leave this man alone. He's no good. Right? He's no good. He's trash. He's this, he's that. Don't mess with him. She took it upon herself to mess with him. Hey, cool. Then fast forward, now she had a kid with this guy. She's complaining about him. Then fast forward, you have a guy named Larry that she's messing with. She ended up having 2 kids with this guy, right? They broke up. Mind you, they broke up when she was pregnant. Then got back together right before she had a child. When she had the child, it's like he disappeared off the face of the earth, and now she's over here dating Little Meech. So it's like you going the ain't ish man, the ain't ish man, the ain't ish man. So then she goes on Carissa's podcast, right? These are the voice of a lot of your black women in America today, right? It's sad. Once again, these are the voices. These tend to be the voices for a lot of your black women in America. Let's just be real. But she's saying on the Carissa podcast that she doesn't want to be with a man that she doesn't see herself marrying.
I think something that irritates the living shit out of me is when people be like, oh, she can't keep a man, or like, oh, she had these kids and she's not married. Mm-hmm. Like, they say it like I couldn't have been married. Niggas had the rings. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be stuck in something I'm not happy in. So I still want to get married, but it has to be right. I'm not finna just get married to just say I got a ring. Right.
Right. She doesn't want to pick the wrong guy to marry. But it's funny because it's like, this is your 3rd guy that ain't ish, and you found it okay for them to have your children. So you found it okay for them, to shoot the club up, but you didn't find it okay for them to marry you. Makes no sense. So it's just contradicting, right? And this is the mindset that a lot of your sisters have. And this is a mindset that really needs to fucking change, because if it doesn't change, we're not going to go anywhere, right? We can't constantly keep pointing fingers at men. Men don't want to be in the kids' lives. Men don't want to do this. Men don't want to do that. And when you're talking about Pookies and Ray Rays that you women keep choosing. You have Kayla Nicole, 22 years of age, right? You thought it was okay to marry this man. You thought it was okay to have kids with him. But now you saying, well, you know what? I need to heal. It's like, it's very immature. That's very immature to say. But a lot of these women, right? A lot of these sisters, you look at Kayla Nicole and be like, oh, she's a young queen. She's going to figure it out. We're going to support her, this and that. And it's like, that's just destructive. But you got Carissa and you got her. Carissa asked about London on the track and brought up the fact that, hey, people warned you about him. She said, it just came out of her mouth. She said, it does not matter, right? I'm tired of these people constantly talking to me about it as if their daddy ain't ish, as if their brother ain't ish, as if the people that they dated, it wasn't ish and this and that. Just avoiding accountability. And it's like, what are we doing here? So these men ain't ish, but you continue to throw yourself in the fire. But then jump on the internet and complain about the same men you knew weren't ish to begin with. So it's just like, it's a continuing cycle, right? It's a continuing cycle. 9 times out of 10, Summer Walker was born amongst a woman, right? 9 times out of 10, her mother raised her. Sad. So then when you look at this sister right here, yeah, if y'all seen Kayla Nicole's quote unquote TV show, I mean it was really on Snapchat, and I watched the whole thing a few years back. Just wanted to see the dynamic that she has with that man, right? Because I never really knew about him until I saw the little Snapchat thing. And look, now you look at it, it's sad, right? It's sad. It's sad because you look at the dynamic that she has with her mother. They argue, they bicker a lot, they fight, they do go back and forth. You got to sit here, you got to think like, what's going on, right? So then once you see the dynamic that she has with her mother, you're like, okay, now I see why she's 22, divorced, and got 2 kids, a single mother, because she didn't have any guidance. A lot of you women don't have guidance. A lot of you women are coming from single parent homes raised under a woman, right? And then when you look at the dynamics that she has with her boyfriend, you can tell she runs that relationship. Like, you can just look, and people are going to be disingenuous and say, well, how can you just look at him and tell? How can you just look at the relationship and tell? You ask a 30, 40-year-old grown-ass man, who you think run that relationship, they would tell you 9 times out of 10 it's that woman. And there's a lot of times why a lot of people say, hey, you shouldn't date women who are career driven. Now, the thing about those two is that they've been together, man, I believe in high school. I could have sworn they were together since high school. They were together for a long time. I believe, but at the beginning they were always off and on. So then, right? So you were able to move in with this guy. You were able to have kids with this guy. You were able to marry this guy, but now all of a sudden you need it to heal. And that's another big issue. For whatever reason, everybody is clinically depressed. Everybody's depressed. And it's like, what are you depressed about? What do you have? Why could you be depressed? You can't. You have no reason to be depressed. You have no reason to be depressed. We all go through adversity. We have to go through adversity. That's what builds us. But I've never seen people who've been in marriages who went through adversity and just gave up off rip and just said, well, you know what, hey, I need to work on my damn self. It wasn't until you got to this generation where people start to give up so easy, right? People give up easily. It's just too easy for people in my generation just to give up. Well, you know what, this is a little too hard, so I'm going to just quit. Well, you know what, this relationship not working, because he ain't coming home to see me enough. Well, because he's doing this. Well, because he's doing that, so just let me give up. Sis, you're 22 and you say you need time to heal. Right? Nobody cheated. You didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. But somehow you still said, let me go ahead and just forget this guy. I don't even want to deal with this guy no more. I need to focus on myself. And that's the time that we're living in, where a lot of your women, they encourage this behavior. A lot of your women encourage this behavior. A lot of your sisters encourage this behavior. Focus on yourself, sis. Go ahead and heal. Yeah, he'll be all right. Heal, sis. You need to focus on yourself.
Or you feel like, oh, he's going to be cheating, or he's going to be fucking with somebody else, then that's not the one for you. Right. But what's your end goals? Like, what do y'all want to be? Do you guys want to be somebody's wife? What do you want to be?
Yeah, see, we talk about that all the time on the show. Sometimes I don't really know if I necessarily want to get married.
Do you want to have kids?
I do want to have kids, but I'm not sure if I want to get married.
So why do you... This is my question.
Okay.
Why... Do you want to have kids?
Hell no! She always say she don't want to have kids.
You gonna drink? I got too much shit to do. But why? Okay, so you don't want to have kids. So, okay, you a different story. But you,
okay,
you want to have kids, but you don't know if you want to get married. So that means that you already gonna be. You're planning to already bring this child into and have a deficit in their life, right?
I mean, I feel like if I find the right person, we could get married. Sometimes I don't really have a lot of faith.
But do you have to find the right person to have the baby?
I do think I have to find the right person to have a kid, but I also feel like I'm in a position where I'm doing things for my own, so I would completely be okay with having to take on that responsibility by myself as far as financial shit go, if I have to.
It's not about you anymore. It's about you and the kids. It's about you, that man, and them kids. Whatever issue that you have going on at 22 years of age, that shit can be easily fixed. That shit can be easily solved. Fix it. Stop trying to divorce just because you feel like it. You're not getting anywhere, right? And that's what's wrong with society today. That's what's wrong with the black community. Too many of your black women are fine with being single mothers.